Hi guys, Artie here, and it was confirmed that the Boomerang streaming service is shutting down on September 30th, and a majority of shows will be relocated to HBO Max. However, not all shows will survive the transition because you know how Warner Bros. Discovery is when it comes to archival content. When the move is complete, Boomerang will have its own separate hub on HBO Max, just like how Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, and TMC have their own hub menus. Before you even think about scrolling down to the comments and typing something, no, the channel is not shutting down. At least not yet. Just the streaming service. Wanted to make that clear, because many people have misinterpreted this closure as the linear cable channel Boomerang also shutting down, which is not the case because people don't know how to read. So anyways, Boomerang moving to HBO Max hopefully means that missing Cartoon Network shows, such as Camp Lazlo and Juniper Lee, will be added to the service. I don't see why they should not add them to the platform. They have no reason not to add them, unless they just want to be petty. Not to mention, a few of the classics have been added recently to Hulu as well. This includes the Flintstones, the Jetsons, and Josie and the Pussycats. Related to this, WBD has been trying to get even with their losses by licensing out their shows to other services and platforms, such as the aforementioned Hulu and MeTV Toons, for example. If you want to know my honest opinion, I'm indifferent towards the closure of the Boomerang streaming service. That's because a good chunk of the shows were readily available through other means, even before HBO Max existed. If you're a die-hard Looney Tunes fan, you most certainly have the collector's edition on DVD, so there was no point in subscribing. It's just better to have everything all in one place, instead of being subscribed to like a dozen niche subscription services. My main concern is some content not surviving the migration. The service itself wasn't very user-friendly and was very bare bones. For example, you would have never known Duck Dodgers in Tasmania was on the service, since it was buried in the Looney Tunes section and not given its own tile. Not to mention, they mainly pushed for the biggest hits, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, and Scooby-Doo, and as I already mentioned, they're available elsewhere. They're a novelty, and most people have already seen it all. I don't believe $5 a month for so little content was worth it in the first place. Maybe if there was a Cartoon Network streaming service that had all of those shows, plus the Boomerang content, that would actually make sense. The service simply did not have enough content to warrant having a subscription long term. You could just get the week free trial, watch whatever you needed to watch, and then cancel it. If you want to learn more about what the service was like, I recommend you check out Pie Guy Rules review and the 1 year later follow-up review on the streaming service, so you see what I mean. The Boomerang streaming platform could have been something much greater, but never lived up to its full potential. I actually had this idea back in 2019, for a Cartoon Network Plus streaming service that included every CN original, in addition to all the Boomerang content merged in with it for only $5 a month. The service may have had a fighting chance if they had more 90s and 2000s Cartoon Network shows included, especially since HBO Max wasn't a thing yet in 2017 and 2018. And even then, Hulu only had a handful of CN originals at the time, and failed to capitalize on that. I can't say I didn't see this coming, and I'm surprised that they didn't do this sooner when HBO Max first launched back in fall 2019. Especially since they have pretty much everything having to do with Looney Tunes, as well as a small selection of classic cartoons. The Boomerang service hardly ever added new shows, the episodes were out of order, a lot of the seasons were actually missing, and if anything, they mostly removed content due to the streaming rights expiring. In other news, Acme Night is back again after a second hiatus. I'm guessing this will be a reoccurring event from now on, in which the block will air a rotation of movies for a few months, go on break for 5-ish weeks to air Futurama instead, and repeat the cycle. The first movie of Acme Night's third run is the film Wild Wild West from 1999, followed by Mars Attacks, and then finally Ocean's 11, which already aired last year when the block was still on Cartoon Network. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, notify, and check out other videos on the channel. You may like them. Were you ever subscribed to the Boomerang streaming service? Never subscribed because it didn't meet your standards? Or you never heard of it? Let me know in the comments.